Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official Zen Project 8 coaching experience. I'm Cassiah Jay. I want to welcome all of you who are tuning in for our show tonight. I am here with New York Times bestselling author, celebrity fitness and nutrition experts, and Zen brand ambassador, Mark MacDonald. Hey, Mark.
Hello, Cassiah Jay. And Cassiah, I got to tell you, I love the puppy pictures that you're posting. And hello, Zen Project 8 community. But we must give Cassiah a big shout out because she got a new little baby in the house.
I did. I have a brand new little puppy. Her name is Bay. She was going to make a guest appearance on the show tonight, but she's napping at the moment. So I will bring her on to introduce you guys to her. We have a new addition to our family, and she's quite lovely. So you can see some of my pictures on Facebook, and I'm sure if you come to a live event, it's likely she'll be traveling with me quite often. So Mark, we've got so many amazing things. It's always good to be here on a Monday night with our Zen community. So tonight we are talking all about understanding and balancing your hormones to maximize your fat burning, okay? So great subject for you guys. This was one of the most requested topics in our Facebook community, so I think you guys are gonna really love the show. But before we get started, of course, a few housekeeping notes for you. Let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you. I want to invite you guys to go to zenproject8.com, where you will be able to download all of your phase guides and get more information about the program. So if you come here, you've got each phase, and then underneath each phase, you will be able to download your amazing PDF, which will help you step by step. Each phase has a guide that coincides. So make sure you visit zenproject8.com and download your phase guides. We also want to invite you to like our fan page. It is facebook.com/zenproject8. And if you are an avid Facebook user like me and Mark, we're big Facebookers. We spend a lot of time there. We love building our community there. We want to invite you to our group. We have a private group, a private Zen Project 8 group. And to request access to this group, you go to facebook.com/groups/Zen Project 8. And when you get in there, you want to read this pinned post. This is a welcome and really all the steps that you need to get started right inside of this group. I mean, we've got over 11,000 members in this community answering one another's questions. It's really a great support group. So we want to invite you guys there. And then we have a wonderful YouTube channel available for you guys. As a matter of fact, that might be where you're watching this show right now. It's at youtube.com/Zen Project 8. Make sure that you subscribe so you see every time a new video gets published. And check out our playlist, because you can learn all about Zen Project 8 from Mark on this playlist. And we've got another one that has 12 videos filled with great coaching for you guys to walk you through our entire program. So when it comes to tools and information, everything that you need to know is available to all of you guys. And of course, you're probably watching from hangouts.zenproject8.com right now. So leave your questions, comments, and feedback in the sidebar, and know that all of these are recorded and available for your playback at your convenience. You can also share them with everyone you know, love, and care about that you think will benefit from this show. And I'm certain, because this is such a hot topic, Mark, I am certain that many people, not only in our audience, but people that they know, love, and care about, will absolutely love this subject matter. So I want to bring you in. We've got another marketing tool that we're talking about. So before we go into balancing our hormones, let's tell our audience a little bit about what we have to share with them when it comes to the new flyer we have.
Yeah, well, first off, Cassiah, how you go through that whole intro, I love it. Like, you're like such an expert at that. And make sure if this is your first time, you follow all of those steps Cassiah just shared with you. You know, we're always looking at, what makes what we're doing unique. Our mission is to end the dieting madness. That's why when we talk about balancing your hormones and helping you win and maximize your body's fat burning potential, that's what tonight's all about. But we also have to look at the amazing products that we did to help fill your gaps. And a question we got all the time in the community is, Mark, or Cassiah or Renita, all the questions are, what makes ZenFuse different than other products on the market? So in that closed Facebook group that Cassiah showed you, we have a new marketing tool. And Cassiah are going to talk about it. Oh, Cassiah has it up. I love it. So on Cassiah's screen right there, what you can see is all of the different things: ZenFuse, Advocare, Vima, Isogenics. And the big questions that people ask is, what makes our shake different? So let's go step by step through each one. So retail price wise, we are the most affordable shake. And to me, the greatest quality. I'm going to explain when we break down the ingredients. There's two shakes that are less expensive. You are going to have the Herbalife and you're going to have the Visalis. Now, why are those less expensive? They use soy protein. We've talked before about incomplete, complete protein on the vegetarian aspect, and I'm going to dive into the digestive system next week. But this is the reality. What makes protein special, and it's your body's building blocks, is that it has nitrogen in it. Soy protein has 40% less nitrogen than a quality protein like a whey protein or micellar casein. So you get much less nitrogen per gram. In addition, most soy is GMO modified. If it's non-GMO modified, it's still estrogen producing. So it's much cheaper to make. And this is why you're going to see shakes that are made with soy are going to be less effective, less absorbent on your body. A soy protein molecule is a massive molecule that's extremely difficult for your body to break down. Not like a casein, but actually a big molecule that causes gas in many people. So that's where you're going to see less expensive, lower quality. Wholesale price. Similar. You see ours is higher, but when you actually break down to the serving size and the per serving price, we're less. And because that's if you go to servings per container, Zen has 28, where Avocare 14, Vima 16. And this is not to knock other products. We want to speak about why we made Zen Fuse. When I look at the marketplace, when we looked at ZP8s, when we looked at the deep science behind it, which you're going to learn tonight, was what made it unique, what made it special. And that's why when you look at these charts, you're starting to see it. Serving type, scoop, packet, you can see the difference. Calories per serving. So we get high quality without a ton of calories, and that's going to set you up to win. Protein, 21 grams, and this is what makes us unique more than anyone. We are the only shake in the world, not just in direct selling, that has a True Cell product. True Cell is exclusive to Jeunesse. It's a micellar casein that, and with True Cell, you absorb protein at a more slow released without causing digestive challenges, keeps you satisfied about 2 hours longer. That's what the research supports. So we have a True Cell with a whey. Then we have fiber, 5 grams, sugar. Look at 6 grams compared to others. Now you're going to see certain people that have 24 grams of protein, but when we look at like the Vima shake, it also has 16 grams of protein, but it has 24 grams of carbohydrates. We're looking at 21 grams of protein. Our carbohydrates are 15 grams. With probiotics on that, Isogenics is the only other one that has probiotics and no artificial sweeteners. So when you compare, Zen Fuse is unique and stronger than every other shake on the marketplace. It's not just me saying it because obviously I helped create Zen Fuse, so I love it. We created it with the purpose. And when we go through tonight, when we go through tonight's hormone aspect, and you really start understanding how your body works from a hormonal aspect, and then next week with the digestion, it's going to all piece together why this shake was created to truly help end the dieting madness.
I love it. I'm such a visual person. So when I see this, I'm like, wow, that is incredible. So I love that we put this together, and I'm sure the wonderful Bonnie will be posting that up in the group. I'm certain many of you are wondering, is it in there?
It's already in there. It's under the file section. I posted it on, I think, Friday. So you can just go to the file section and you can download it.
Perfect. All right, guys. So that's already available to you as a resource inside of that Facebook community I showed you. That's facebook.com/groups/Zen Project 8. You can get that image in the files section. So, all right, Mark, let's go ahead and dive in. I'm really excited about this because, you know, at Jeunesse, the main thing we always look at is the science behind our products. We don't just have Me Too products. Everything is carefully crafted. Everything that we do is synergistic, and all of our products work together so nicely. And I know that you spent a lot of time designing this program and designing this product really to give people amazing results. So let's talk a little bit about balancing hormones and why that matters so much.
Yeah, so when we think about hormones, everything you control, from the quality you sleep, how you digest your food, how you feel, whether you're hot in a room or whether you're cold in the room, your mood, your hormones balance all of that. And that's the word I want everyone to just remember right now. Shout to the sky, balance. That's what tonight's about. See, hormones are fantastic. You're always going to have probably a positive one and a negative hormone, and they're really not positive and negative, but they counteract each other to keep your body in a state what we call homeostasis. So hormones, understanding balancing that, causes your digestive system to work, causes your body's ability to mobilize fat, gives you the energy you want. And that's what tonight's about, teaching you how to balance your hormones to maximize your body's potential.
So when you talk about balancing your hormones. I know a lot of people hear this term, and one thing I love about you and this whole program really is it's so educational, helping people understand food and what's behind it, helping people understand their bodies and the science and all of this stuff. So why don't you tell our audience 6 main parts of your health that all of us could maybe understand, and how hormones affect those areas?
Yeah, we're gonna go on a ride tonight, Cassiah. So you're ready? This is gonna be the ride, everyone watching. We're gonna keep it simple to start, and then we're gonna get deep into the science behind it. I am not doing this to overwhelm you. I want you to keep remembering. All you have to do is eat in threes, follow the simplicity of the program, and you will win. But for all those little people, as you keep progressing, which 90% of the people wanted this topic, you're like me. You want to know why, how's it work? And that's what we're going to go into. But please take a breath, because get ready for it. But let's go back to the simplicity of it all. Everything I'm going to share tonight hormonally, all the amazing charts I'm going to show you and how body produces energy, is going to be 6 things that you can control every single day. And let me bring this little thing. I call it your health structure. And I got the little graph here. Perfect. So this health structure, if you look at these 6 components, it's very simple. You have sleep, nutrition, water, stress, exercise, and supplements. There's basically 6 components. And when your hormones are balanced, your body, your metabolism is working for you. Now, each one of these components will have a direct correlation on your hormone reaction. So food, we're going to talk about how that does it. Lack of sleep, too much stress, not getting exercise, not getting the right supplementation, not drinking enough water. So the goal here tonight is for you to consistently remember, as you want to maximize your results, you want to maximize fat burning and balance your hormones. You control these 6 components. Now, we have coaching videos on this, but these are the 6 things that you know that if you're sleeping well, you're eating well, you're drinking enough water, you're managing your stress, you're you're diversifying your exercise, and you're filling your gaps with the right products, then almost certainty, unless there's some type of genetic predisposition, your hormones are going to be working for you and your results will be coming.
Very interesting. I love this. I feel like I'm back in science class. I actually really enjoy this. In many areas of my life, in order to be successful, I've learned to just flip the switch and get the light and not be so concerned with like what's actually going. But when it comes to my body and my health, I really am curious, you know, what does it mean scientifically when we eat stuff? What does our body do with it? And where does it go? And how can we, you know, help accelerate our results, whatever they are? So right here, you're talking a little bit about the main hormone chains. When I hear chains, I think science. So hormone chains that we all need to understand. So let's go ahead and dive right into that. Tell us a little bit about our hormone chains. What do we need to know?
So I'm going to be showing visuals, but I want everyone just to continue remembering. So the first chain that I'm going to show you is really your blood sugar, how your body's going to make ATP and blood sugar balance. That's really the core of why we created ZP8 and why Zen Fuse is such a powerful shake, because it helps stabilize and balance your blood sugar. So we created a product with the purpose to support the program. The second thing is going to be your thyroid and your cortisol and your energy production. So there's a systematic chain, and your thyroid really tells your body to burn energy. Cortisol is your stress hormone, and then there's adrenaline and epinephrine that helps with your energy. So there's a systematic chain for that. And then we look at, for the male and female, that we get a little gender specific. Now, men have estrogen too, and the older we are, I'm getting 44, you know, if I don't balance my hormones right, I start producing too much estrogen. So the whole key here, women and men both have testosterone and estrogen. Women obviously have estrogen and progesterone in more abundance. Men have testosterone. So there's a chain with that. And then there's a bonus one that I'm going to talk about a little later, Cassiah, that will be, it's not a chain, but 2 crucial hormones called ghrelin and leptin. But everyone, that's kind of the flow we're going to have tonight. So get ready. Don't worry. You don't have to take notes there, because I'm going to give you plenty to take notes about.
I love it. I recognize some of the words that you said, like cortisol and testosterone and estrogen, but one of the things you talked about is blood sugar and blood sugar balance. And I know that that's really the foundation of our program with Zen Project Days. So tell us, you know, why does that matter? What's the whole deal with blood sugar?
Yeah, so our goal is to end the dieting madness. Remember, diets are focused on calorie deprivation, starvation. So there's 5 steps that we're going to look at for everyone on this webcast, everyone living this, and you share this with, because share this with people, is to really understand your blood sugar balance. But before we get there, we have to talk about ATP. ATP is your body's energy source. So scream ATP. Cassiah, scream ATP.
ATP.
ATP fuels your body just like gas runs a car. And I'm going to show you a chart here. This is how your body works. and just get here. This is it's a fun chart, so get ready. This is called anaerobic and aerobic respiration right here. And when we look at this, it all starts, if you see that word as glucose, glucose is sugar. So from the moment you take your first breath, you produce glucose. Now glucose goes through, I'm not going into the science of this, called glycolysis. You make 2 ATP. That's your energy source. This is when oxygen isn't present, and then you can move into something called lactic acid. But basically, you go through this whole process to make 38 ATP. But it all starts with the glucose. This is why every carbohydrate you taking gets broken down to sugar. This is why the protein gets broken down to amino acids and your fats to fatty acids. So everything's about balancing your blood sugar so you get the proper amount of glucose so your body doesn't have to go hyperglycemic or hypoglycemic. Let's talk about that. So the second chart I'm going to show you is once you understand your fuel source is ATP, and let me come back here, is something called hyperglycemia. Now, hyperglycemia in this chart's great because it shows it all. Let me wait till this comes up.
I'm loving the visuals, Mark.
Okay, perfect. So this chart right here, what I love about the hyperglycemia is this is every time you overeat carbohydrates, you overeat at a sitting. So meals eaten too close together, too many calories eaten at a meal, too many carbs. This is what happens. Your blood sugar goes up. You over-release a hormone called insulin that your pancreas makes, and you store fat. So for the rest of your life, every single time, because your body has to make ATP, but every time that you overeat and you have too much calories and too much carbohydrates, your blood sugar is going to elevate and you're going to store fat. So you want to remember that. Then another thing, when people skip meals or when they diet, they go into something called hypoglycemia. So let's go to that one. That is right here. So hypoglycemia is all about when you skip meals. So if you're working out on an empty stomach, if you're going too long between meals, so meals eaten too far apart, too few calories, too few carbs. So everyone who says, hey, I'm just going to undereat, or I'm going to cut all my carbohydrates, this is what happens. Your blood sugar drops, your pancreas over-releases a hormone called glucagon, and you burn muscle to create glucose to make ATP. See, hormones, they're all your friends. Insulin is not a bad hormone. Insulin, when your blood sugar elevates, it manages itself. A type 2 diabetic or a type 1 diabetic, they don't have, like type 1 is genetic, but a type 2, their body no longer responds. But understanding how to balance glucagon and insulin by your food choices, by eating in 3, keeps your blood sugar in the proper range. This is why when people diet, anyone, if you saw those shakes that we just showed, many of those shakes teach dieting. Well, yeah, if you just diet and you drink a couple shakes a day, eat a couple small meals, you'll lose weight. Well, what happens once you go back to what you're doing? You gain it all back. This is why it's important to understand we're not using food to lose weight. We're using food to create hormonal balance. Cassiah, you like the chart so far?
I love the chart. I'm loving this. This is really helpful.
I got 2 more for the blood sugar side. So here we go. This is one. This shows you when you balance your blood sugar. And this one to me is great because it really shows the balance of it all. You see what happens when you overeat. You see what happens when you undereat. But when you balance, when you have a right amount of protein, fat, and carbohydrates, your body releases fat. You protect your muscle mass, which is your metabolism. You eliminate the cravings, and you increase your energy. And this is all about by eating in 3. So we talk about how do you balance your hormones to maximize fat burning? Well, the first one's going to be you got to balance your blood sugar levels. And you do that by balancing your insulin hormone and your glucagon hormone. And you do that, let me go to this last chart. You do this very simple, and we all know this, and just say it out loud. You simply eat in 3s. And when you eat in 3s, it's what the whole program's based upon. You eat every 3 hours, protein, fat, carbohydrates. Protein affects the hormone glucagon. Carbs affect the hormone insulin. Fat slows down digestion. Having the combination of that keeps your blood sugar balanced. It triggers your body to release stored fat, and it maximizes your body's ability to burn fat.
Amazing. That is an incredible visual and a very short and concise way of truly understanding why Zen P8 is really centered in eating in 3s. So the whole concept is designed to balance your blood sugar. And until you see that, I think we all get these ideas. And even for me, it's like, oh, well, if it works once, that's what's always going to work. Or if it works for so-and-so, then it has to work. You know, we get caught up in all of this stuff, but to really see that it's a balance, and that carbs aren't bad, and it's okay, you know, that insulin's not bad. You need it. You actually need these things. I love the body is just so intelligent. It's amazing what it's capable of. It really is. So thank you for those amazing visuals. I'm sure our audience is really just enjoying this from an educational standpoint. It's really helping me tremendously. I know we talked about blood sugar. Let's move into the next subject we had, which was your thyroid, your cortisol, and energy balance. So cortisol is a word that I definitely recognize because, you know, you always see advertisements on television for different pills or whatever they're going to help. And that's, I always see the belly fat commercials, you know, like, oh, who wants that like tire run waist? And that's probably cortisol related. So tell me, am I on the right path?
You're on the right path. And the biggest thing is we go back to that health structure. So the blood sugar is obviously directly nutrition. But when your blood sugar is balanced and you're not hungry and starving, you're not as stress related. You sleep better. We know these things. Everyone knows how cranky they are when they're hungry. So this directly affects those 6 components. But when we talk about stress, when we talk about energy production, and we talk about thyroid, now we're really like sleep and stress are those 2 big factors. Now, before I show you a great visual of this and actually the chains, how it all works, it's important to understand that many people that are living GP8 are hypothyroid. Now, we are not here giving any medical advice. I want to be super clear on that. When you're on thyroid medication, if you have some type of thyroid challenge or you have some type of adrenal gland challenge, these are simple things that you want to do. You want to make sure you're talking to your doctor, but we're giving you positive advice that no matter what medical challenges you have, these are positive lifestyle shifts you can have. And let me show you the chain, how it all works. So everyone, I want you to just tell yourself, I have a hypothalamus. Just tell yourself that. And a hypothalamus is great because a hypothalamus is kind of where everything starts. It also controls your feeding drives. But this chart is powerful because it gives you where your hypothalamus is. And that's a little part of your brain. I'm not going to dive into all the hormones, but I just want you to see how it all flows. You go from TRH to your pituitary to this TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone, which triggers your thyroid, which then releases thyroid T4, T3. And these hormones control your cell and calcium metabolism. So basically, if you're sleep deprived, if your stress is off, if you're starving yourself, I can tell you, you are not helping yourself with how this chain works from a thyroid perspective. Now, if you have genetic challenges, you see your doctor, but you know, I've coached so many clients through the years and worked with so many medical professionals. The reality is that whatever your challenges are, it's crucial that you still focus on managing your sleep, your blood sugar balance, stress, and that's only going to help you. Even if you have a thyroid challenge, you still listen to your doctor, take your proper medication, but this will only help improve things. Then you look at, when we look at the adrenal gland, cortisol and epinephrine, this is another train that happens. It's important to understand that hormones have to follow this reaction chain. This isn't something that just, you know, it happens. Cortisol is your stress controller, and then epinephrine and norepinephrine are your energy controller. Now, the challenge with this, Cassiah, what you're talking about, is that they're both great, but every time you have a mini moment of stress or anxiety, whether you have low blood sugar, whether you're late for a meeting, you over-release cortisol, you over-release epinephrine, and then your body has to decompress and relax. And then that keeps cortisol coming in your blood. So if you have many of those mini moments, you're going to interfere with this chain. You're going to over-release cortisol, and cortisol is going to increase fat storage. It's going to slow down your metabolism, and it specifically helps develop belly fat. So it's important when we look at your sleep and your stress that you dive into the ZPA coaching to understand how crucial it is that you keep your cortisol levels balanced. That cortisol is good in moderation, but not of an abundance. And then we always hear about growth hormone. And I want you to see these glands they go through. One's a thyroid gland, one's a pituitary gland, and now your liver. Now, 99% of everything that you take in your mouth has to go through your liver from a digestive standpoint. But also growth hormone triggers your liver to release something called IGF-1. Now that helps with nutrient metabolism and stable blood sugar. So it's not just the protein, fat, carbs you eat. It's making sure that you're filling the gaps with the right supplements, you're drinking the right water, you're managing your sleep, your stress, and you're getting the proper exercise in. We already know, all the research has supported that consistent exercise helps balance cortisol levels and reduce stress by a ton. How's that sound, Cassiah? Make sense?
Everything really makes sense. This is so coming together for me. And like you said, it's balance. I mean, everything is about balance. I think that's what's really important to take over here. And I know we still have some other topics we want to talk about. So you'd mentioned about testosterone and estrogen, and I'm sure that our audience is just chomping at the bit to hear about these, because they seem to be, you know, higher on the level of consciousness for people who are in the know or who are just kind of getting started on a fitness journey. Let's talk about that and the importance of them for both males and females.
Yeah, I think what you just said was spot on. Your body is a complex machine, and we forget that. And many times what ends up happening is we get excited about getting a fast result. And I see the post in the group, oh, I'm down 10 pounds in the detox phase. That's fantastic. Enjoy that. But also understand that this is a lifestyle. We are teaching, we are leading and working within a community to help people take their health and body to another level so they can live their highest quality of life, not just look great, more importantly, feel great. If you do the right things, you will always look great. You'll look how you want to, but you'll feel great. You'll be the person you want. And testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone are massive for that. So let's go to this other chart. Similar type of chain reaction. And once again, you're going to see where it all starts. Let me pull this up. And I have to go to my little chart here. So look, once again in the hypothalamus, I hope everyone's understanding. Your hormones start there. Your weight regulating mechanism, which tells your body, it's like an internal thermostat to burn or waste energy. It's your appetite control center. So it's crucial to see how complex these can be. But when you implement simple strategies like that health foundation and health structure, you win. So with males, it's all about pituitary to testes to testosterone. What directly affects testosterone levels, and this helps with anabolic growth, and women have testosterone too, and muscle mass in particular. The challenge that ends up happening when you're starving yourself and you're not getting enough protein, you're not getting enough nitrogen, it's hard to go in an anabolic. This is why starving yourself, cutting calories will hurt your body's ability to burn fat and build muscle. So men and women, to make your testosterone work great for you, it's crucial that you're getting your sleep in. Stress. Sleep, if you're not sleeping enough, your body can't, you're going to interfere with this chain. If you're stressing too much, cortisol, Cassiah, guess what the counter hormone is to testosterone?
The counter hormone? You were going to say cortisol, so I'm cheating, but
yes.
I would think it would be estrogen.
It's cortisol. So when you have a ton of cortisol, you inhibit the release of testosterone. So the biggest thing is when you overstress, it interferes with another. This is why the theme of tonight is balance, because both cortisol and testosterone are important hormones, but when your body's out of balance, your hormones are out of balance, and that will make everything stop working. And then for the ladies, and men have estrogen too, but for the women in particular, you have progesterone and you have estrogen. Now, this is crucial, and we have many women that are starting to go, they're almost in menopause, or they're in menopause, or they're post-menopause, and that's when there's shifts that happen. So even as you're going through those stages of life, the crucial thing to happen in men who get older, and men go through andropause, the reality is that the more cleaner you eat, the more you exercise, the more you manage that health structure, you will be, from those actions, you will be helping balancing your hormones. But this is how the estrogen and progesterone work. And once again, there's a direct correlation to if you're depriving yourself from calories, if you're over-exercising or under-exercising, if you're not getting enough sleep, and if you're too stressed or you're not getting the right supplements, these chains get interfered with and your hormones don't work for you.
Amazing. It's fascinating. I'm really interested in this. So this is great information, Mark. Thank you so much. It seems like everything for me, it's all starting to make sense at a deeper level. And I love when I know I can do better. And so this is really helpful. I'd love to talk a little bit about how now that we have a greater understanding of our bodies and really what we need to do to make it work and how it works, let's talk about our products and really how they were designed, how they fit in to really giving us a balanced life and keeping our body balanced.
Yeah, I mean, I hope everyone's starting to see the deep science behind ZP8, and you'll understand even greater when we do the digestive system next week. But the important thing to understand is that now by eating in threes, by implementing the right strategies of sleep and stress management and water, you're set up to win. But when we looked at products, we wanted to make two types, as I've talked about many times. We wanted to make an everyday product that was your foundational product, and then we wanted to make result-oriented products. So the everyday product is Zen Fuse, this shake right here. And Zen Fuse was done because we know all the research supports that people skip meals. And when you skip meals, you've already seen the visuals of what happens to your body. So it's telling someone you can't skip meals, but telling them then that they have to make 6 meals a day. It's crazy. It's like, okay, I hear you, but I'm not going to do it. So we wanted to make a real solution. So Zen Fuse, you put it in your shaker, you drink it, and you're getting the probiotics for your digestive system. You're getting the right amount of protein for your nitrogen. You're getting the true cell whey protein combination that slows down the rate of digestion, that helps keep your blood sugar balanced more. You're getting the right fiber. With fiber, what specifically does helps slow down, it helps slows down digestion, which helps balance your blood sugar more. So you're getting the right shake to fill those gaps. But we then wanted to look at understanding the body. What else do people need to maximize their results if their main goal is to build muscle, but primarily burn fat and lose weight? Because this is about how do you burn fat? That's what the hormone balance in that. So the 3 things that we did, number 1, we start with prime. In the visuals I showed you the liver, how it directly affects the IGF-1. Well, liver, we have milk thistle in here to help clean out your liver, detoxify your liver, because when your body's cleansed, it works better. We looked at juniper and dandelion root to help flush out all those toxins. And then in addition, added a plant-based enzyme to help break down everything and just give your body the much needed oil change. When your body's cleaned, when it's cleaned out, when it's flushed, those chains work much better, those hormonal chains. Then looked at shape. And shape are 2 hormones that I said I'd talk about in the beginning that I'm going to bring up right now. Ghrelin and leptin. So they're not a chain, but we made shape for a couple of reasons. When you looked at that energy, all the fat burners out there, when you look at that cortisol and that epinephrine, and remember, every time that you take a stimulant that gives you the jitters, you release cortisol as well as the adrenaline. So that's a negative thing because now you're over-releasing cortisol in it. So we made a non-thermogenic fat burner that you can take on that doesn't cause that same stimulation. But then we added something called Weltrim in it that helps leptin. Now, leptin is produced and released from your fat cells, and it tells your body you're full. So it slows down the appetite, it tells you not to eat. Ghrelin, when you have low blood sugar or when you're high stress, you over-release ghrelin, which is made and released in the stomach primarily, and that tells your body it's time to eat. So shape not only helps mobilize fat, burn fat, non-thermogenic, it helps directly balance your leptin hormones to keep you satisfied longer. And then the last product we made in the Zen line for now is Zen Fit, which is amino acid. And we keep talking about proteins and why nitrogen matters and all of the difference of when you look at true cell and whey compared to soy. Amino acids are your body's building blocks. So we wanted something that was a muscle protector and enhancer for men and women that would increase their metabolic speed. Back to you, Cassiah.
And shape is actually one of my favorite products. I love all the products, so it's hard for me to even talk about that. But it really is just amazing. Like when I take it, I feel I'm not as hungry during the day. It's an amazing product. I love all of our products. Actually, the shake is just outstanding. So we're so lucky to have you and have these amazing products to help us in our Zen Project 8 journey. So I know it's getting late for our viewers out there, so why don't you just share with us any final thoughts about hormones and maybe give our audience a quick recap about what we discussed tonight?
Yeah, let's keep it nice and simple, everyone. Balance is your key. There's 2 things you have to keep thinking about consistently. Number 1, balance your health structure. 6 components: your sleep, your food, your exercise, your stress, your water, and your supplementation to fill the gaps. And all of this can be accomplished by simply eating in threes and looking at those 6 components, barring any genetic challenges. But no matter what, if you want to own your health, you got to start there. And now you know the deep science behind how the whole mechanism works, but just focus on those 6 components and eat in threes. And trust me, things are just going to work so much better for you.
I love it. All right. So what an amazing show, guys. Remember, if you like it, share it. You can get this replay at hangouts.zenproject8.com. So Mark, next week, tell our audience what they have to look forward to. I know we're talking all about digestion.
Yeah, we're keeping the science rolling because once again, in the Dieting Madness, you can't do it with a bunch of fluff. So we don't have fluff. We have the exciting. Last week was amazing with our transformations, but we want to keep this show happening and diverse and educating you. And that's next week, you're going to get the complete 411 on the digestive system. And then the following week, we're going to bring some great transformations back in. But just be ready because you're going to learn how your body's going to work from a digestive standpoint next week and the science behind that.
Love it. All right, guys, we'll see you right here at hangouts.zenproject8.com next Monday night for an amazing show on mastering your digestion. Mark, as always, thank you for an amazing, I feel like this was a class. Thank you for this amazing class tonight for educating all of us on this. And guys, remember, go to that Facebook community, facebook.com/groups/Zen Project 8, connect up in there, get these visuals that Mark shared, and keep rocking your Zen Project 8.
One more thing, Cassiah. Once you know, so this is the great quote we end with, and then that's right back to you. Once you know it, you can choose to not to do it, but you can never deny knowing it. So now you know it, so you got to do it.
You got to do it. I love it. All right, guys, wishing you nothing but continued success in your Zen P8 journey this week. We'll see you next Monday night. Mark, thanks again. Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.